Well, hello friends, I'm back. Okay, so I have already filmed this, but I was using a new microphone and there was buzzing the entire time. And I was out of focus because it's been a while. So I am just recording it. If you don't know me, my name is Jackie and I live in New York City. This is my fiber arts and knitting crafting space on the internet. I'm here today to talk about my RHINEBECK experience this year. I know I've been gone for a while. So what I'm going to do in this is talk through my RHINEBECK experience, and then at the very end, if you're interested, I'll talk about kind of what I'm working on. I finished like a lot of things since I was last chatting with you guys. The lighting is like getting all funky. Okay, I think I fixed the auto white balancing or light balancing, whatever. Anyway, what I was saying, since it's been a long time since I've chatted with you guys, I finished like a ton of different projects. I'm just not going to get into all that. I'm going to just act as if I'm starting over now. I've been dealing with some stuff, my personal life that just kind of took over, and this took a back seat, but I'm back and ready for business now. First, I'll start off with what I'm wearing. This is the Twist and Shout cardigan. It is by the Knitting Sisters. I'll put their name here and I'll link this down below. I think they only sell this on their website, but I did test knit this for them. This was my first all over, it's not all over because it's not on my arms, but it was my first like cable and bobble knit, and it was so much fun to knit up. I knitted up in Red Door Fibers Queen of Embers from her Sarah J. Maas universe. I think she dyed this for another collab. Anyway, that's the color in her DK weight, and I just love the orange. It's so cute. And these buttons I believe I got at RHINEBECK last year actually. So that is a perfect segue into what I did this year. So as I just mentioned, I did go to RHINEBECK last year, and by that I mean I went to the New York Sheep and Wool Festival, which is the actual event that most people associate with RHINEBECK. I decided this year not to go to that, firstly because I had plans on Saturday, which is like the main day that people go, and I didn't want to move those events. Basically, I didn't want to reschedule that stuff. I was like, I've made a commitment. This is what I want to do. So I just decided to do the pre-RHINEBECK events, and I went to CAKEpalooza and Untangled. And if you haven't heard of these or haven't seen the many people talking about this online already, each of these are pre-RHINEBECK events that take place. These ones took place in Saugerties, which is fairly close by. It's about a 2.5 hour drive from where I live in Manhattan. And I decided to do both of those since they were happening on the same day and they're like right down the street from each other. And both of these events are timed ticketed events. So I first went to Indie Untangled, and my original ticket was from noon to 2, and then I had a plan to like get lunch or have a break in between and then go to CAKEpalooza from 4 to 5:30, I think was the time, or I know it's just whatever the last time ticket was for CAKEpalooza. I ended up having rental car issues, so I didn't even make it to Indie Untangled until like 1:15 or something, and so they were very kind and let me switch my ticket from 12 to 2 to 2 to 4. And this is important because they're very strict on the time limits here, just so that there's not overcrowding, so people have space and can look at all the different yarn. And so I was just very grateful that they were able to move me to the later time slot, and that I wasn't rushed and having to like go through everything at Indie Untangled in less than an hour. I think that would have really stressed me out. And then, so what I ended up doing was being at Indie Untangled from 2 to 4, and then I went right over to CAKEpalooza and was there until I was done shopping. I think that's all the logistics. I will just jump into what I got now, because I feel like that's what we're all here for, right? Okay, so I did pre-order the Indie Untangled bag. I mean, how stinking cute is this? I love the art on it. There's like it's all just so cozy. It's got people knitting and people with fibers and walking dogs and stuff. I just love it. It's so cute. And it's really big. It holds a ton of yarn and it has a zipper. So it's like, I think this would be a nice project bag for, you know, some of my bigger projects, you know, a blanket or something, just to keep everything together. I like really, really love it. Anyway, so like I was saying, it's so cute. I love it. And inside is everything that I picked up at both Indie Untangled and CAKEpalooza. So I'll just jump right in. So I think I'll start with what I picked up at Indie Untangled, since that's where I started my day. So I kind of came in knowing that I really wanted to pick up this color from Treehouse Knits for my fiance. He picked it and said that he really wanted a cardigan in this color. So let me show it to you. So here's what we have. I have 3 skeins of Dover DK in the color Amber. Now, I know what you're thinking. 3 skeins is not enough for a cardigan, and you'd be correct. But this is all she had left in this. So he and I decided to just look at my stash yarn and see what I could do to like combine with this. And he's picked out a color he likes and that we can blend together so that I don't have to purchase any more yarn, because I don't need to purchase any more yarn. So like I was saying, this is Treehouse Knits Dover DK. It's 100% superwash merino wool. It's 246 yards for 100 grams. And this really was like, I beeline to her tent to get this because I really knew that I wanted to get it for my fiance. And it's so pretty. I mean, I don't typically wear colors like this. I mean, I think it's just like maybe a little too close to my skin tone for me personally. And my fiance is paler than me. So he looks really good in this color. He really loves it. And I will be really glad to be knitting with this. It's so soft and squishy, and the color is just so rich. Like, it's the perfect fall skein. All right, and so the next thing I picked up was from a new to me dyer. This is Newburgh Yarn Co. And Newburgh is a town that's like fairly close by to where my future in-laws live, so I've heard of it. And it just made me so excited to see that, like, you know, we plan to move up along the Hudson at some point, and now I know there will be hand-dyed yarn waiting for me. This is coming out a little dark. I'll try to brighten it in editing, but it's really a cool toned red, and this is the colorway The Ripper, and it's in their Hudson DK. It's 100% superwash merino, and it's again 246 yards for 100 grams. I picked this up because I saw a swatch. She had swatched everything that she brought, and I just fell in love with the way this looked all worked up. It's so like juicy. It just is so juicy, and I wish you could see it a little better on camera, but yeah, I just can't wait. I purchased this thinking this would be the contrast color in something like the halibut sweater. I know everybody's knitting that right now, but it's just so cute, and yeah, I think that's probably what I'm gonna do with this. I mean, we'll see. I'm not gonna be casting it on like today or tomorrow. I don't even have the like main color yarn for that. I think I would purchase like a white or a cream DK from online somewhere to be the main color with this red. But I just thought the red was so great. And can you tell I like love these bright, rich, deep, juicy colors? So yeah, I got these 2, and I just can't wait to see what else she comes out with, and just to know she's so close by. Okay, so the next thing I picked up was from, oops, you can't see it, was from 29 Bridges, and they actually just gave me this bag with my purchase, which I thought was like really nice. I love this color. It's just always nice to have more tote bags. I mean, who doesn't love a tote bag? They're great for holding projects, they're great for travel, and you know, I like to mix and match ones to match my outfits. But anyway, 29 Bridges is based out of Maryland, and I recently just finished knitting my very first sock ever, and I fell in love. So I decided that I was going to allow myself to get some minis at both of these festivals, just so that I could like make some socks that reminded me of Rhinebeck. And what I picked up from them was this one-of-a-kind mini 5 skein. So as you can see, I mean, how do I make these in focus? There we go. So as you can see, there's like two winey colors, like a more plum one, a more magenta-y one, a cool toned, like deep purple, a lavender, and a white. And I just think these are going to make such cute socks. And they do remind me of a friend of mine who's from Maryland who loves purple. And yeah, it just like reminded me of her, and I'm going to make these socks in her memory. And in addition to that, they also did give me a little business card that has stitch markers on it. This just was like such a nice, cute little touch. I don't know if I can get this in focus. It just has 3 little stitch markers that are hexagon shaped, and of course a little light bulb one. And I just thought that was a nice, cute little touch. In addition to this bag, which already was like above and beyond. So that is the extent of what I purchased at Indie Untangled. And originally that was kind of like my only plan. I had only wanted to go to Indie Untangled because I'd heard about it last year. Everybody that was at the New York Sheep and Wool Festival said it was such a great experience that I knew I wanted to go to it this year. And since I wasn't able to go to the New York Sheep and Wool Festival, and I saw that one of my favorite dyers of all time, Lindsay from Super Glow Fibers, was going to be at CAKEpalooza, I decided to purchase a ticket to go to CAKEpalooza as well. This was kind of a spur of the moment, but I knew I wanted to meet Lindsay. I knew I wanted to squish her yarn. I have so much of her yarn in my stash already, but I really, really wanted to go and feel her new Chapel Roan collection yarns. So I will show you what I got from her, which of course... Okay, sorry, I got a work message that I had to deal with briefly. So what I was saying was, I'll get into what I picked up at CAKEpalooza, which of course meant I had to pick up some Super Glow fiber. So what I picked up from her was this. Oh my goodness, look how stinking cute this is. I'm absolutely obsessed. It's obviously a little bit more of a white creamy base. This is Lindsay's Super Sock base, which is 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon in the color California, which of course is inspired by Chapel Roan's song California. I just really think this is going to make such a cute little Valentine's Day shirt of some sort. That's my plan. And Lindsay is having a make-along, or hosting a make-along from now until November. And I'll put the exact dates up here. And so I'm planning to cast this on later today in some type of shirt so that I can join the make-along. It will be my first one ever, and it was just so great to meet her. I've really supported Lindsay. I loved supporting Lindsay since she started her business. I really think her colors and her inspiration speaks to me, and I just really, really click with her inspo and her everything that she likes. Okay, my cat's scratching the carpet behind me. Hopefully you can't hear or see that. So, moving on, Lindsay was sharing her tent or her space at CAKEpalooza with Fiona from Fiona K. And the sticker is not staying on this, so I was trying to hold it. But I picked up one mini because I just could not let this pass. Like, it's so stinking adorable. And there's no name on this, so if I can find the color, I'll put it up here. But it's basically like a pinky purple neon with like electric blue speckles. It's so stinking cute. And because I'm sock obsessed now, I decided this would be great for cuffs and toes on a pair of socks. And probably would use some of Lindsay's other yarn that I still have in my stash that I haven't used up for like the base of the sock. But yeah, I just love it. It's so cute. And it's 87 yards for 20 grams. So the next thing I picked up, I didn't actually pay for. Hobby had a huge tent there in the back. They had a fun wheel that you could spin, and everyone got to spin it once, and you either got a coupon, a free skein of yarn, 2 free skeins of yarn, 3 free skeins of yarn. There was lots of different like options. I spun and I got 1 free skein, and this is what I got. It is Hobby's collab with Pom Pom. It's their garland yarn. This is 50 grams and it's 70% cotton, 30% alpaca. Because I only got 1, I honestly don't really know what I'm gonna do with it, but I just thought the color was gorgeous, like a nice mustardy yellow, and it's really soft, though I see the fibers kind of like flying off of it. But I just love this color. I mean, like, I think it looks good on me. We'll see if I can find a pattern or something that uses only one of these, or maybe I'll purchase a couple or see if there's anything in my stash that it can go with. But yeah, this says it's a 4 weight, a medium, but honestly it like seems a little thin to me. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt, and I would compare it with like other things you have in your stash. How do I make this like focus? There we go. Yeah. So that's what I've got. And then the last yarn I purchased is this chunky, delicious boucle. How stinking adorable is this? Obviously, I love bright colors, and I'm loving red so much right now. This is from the Periwinkle Sheep. I walked by, I squished this yarn, I walked away, I could not stop thinking about it, so I came back to go get it. But actually found that these were a dye experiment, so they have some variegation. They're not like, you know, exact matches. I think they were testing out for a colorway that's fairly similar, but a little more consistent throughout the entire skein. Not that this is not, but I like this variegation actually. Yeah, so I got very lucky. Each of these was only $15 because it was a dye experiment and you can't ever get an additional. I just think this is going to make a really cute hat for me. What do you think? A hat, gloves, maybe a scarf, maybe. I have some white boucle that I think I would really love to like pair with this. And these are 240 yards for 100 grams of 100% superwash merino. And yeah, I mean, if you've never worked with boucle, I'll give you a little close-up of like what this looks like. So the yarn itself is like loopy and fuzzy and squishy. It's like extra, it feels like so light. It's so squishy, like you can see it really squishes down. So I'm just really excited. I think this is going to make like such a fun winter accessory set for me, especially when I pair it with the white. Similar to the halibut sweater, I just am really loving red and white right now. I don't know, it like is really giving me life. I'm just like really loving all of the colors. And that is all the yarn I got. But I did get one more thing, or really two more things. So I have never used Tuft blocking soap before, but I've seen it all over. I've seen people talk about it, and they had a booth there, and I could finally sniff these, and oh my goodness, it smells so good. This is black tea and bergamot. Yeah, I've never used it, but I talked to people there and they were like, yeah, we swear by this stuff. So they really recommended it. I can never get this in focus. There we go. Yeah, so I haven't opened it yet, but it made all of this yarn, because it's in this bag, it makes all of this yarn smell like this. And I previously have been using Eucalyptus, I think, or like, you know, whatever the other ones are. That's like liquid, and honestly I got it in the scent eucalyptus, and I just think it does not smell good when it's mixed with yarn, and it makes me like not want to block my stuff. So I'm really hoping that this changes that. And I got in the same scent the Lanolin Rich Hand and Body Balm. So again, this is in the black tea and bergamot. This so far has been really helpful in keeping my hands, I guess, moisturized, and especially the portion or part of my hand that I use to tension my yarn. It like really dries out, and so yeah, this has been helping a lot to like ease that, and it smells incredible. I realize I've just been looking at the viewfinder this entire time, but I'm not going to film this for a third time, so I'll just have to remember to be better next time. And that is everything I picked up from my Rhinebeck weekend, and I will now get into the whips if that's not something you are interested in. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope to see you again soon, and I will hopefully be doing a stash tour and a stash down series on this, and if that's something you're interested in, please let me know down below in the comments. Yeah, let me just get into my whips. Okay, so as I mentioned before, I have finished a lot of things since I was last on here. I think I posted like a year ago. So I, of course, have finished a lot of things. But I just want to show you what I'm working on right now. So the first thing I'm working on is this cardigan. And oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with the color. This is the Anielle or Annalie. I don't really know how to pronounce it, but it's a free pattern on Ravelry. I'll put the name here and I'll link it down below. This is a mohair held with a fingering or sport, or I think it's fingering. At least that's what I'm doing. Mohair held with fingering, and it's just a really simple raglan cardigan, but it has this really beautiful like eyelet detail along the raglan, and I just thought it would be a nice simple cardigan. This orange cardigan is the only one I've ever knit, so I wanted one that was a little bit more simple, just to like be able to mix it up and wear it with more things. And this is a color that I wear quite often, so I know that it goes with a lot of my clothes. I recently just connected the body and separated the sleeves. And I'm just so excited. It's like been such an easy knit. It's mostly stockinette. Of course, it's a cardigan, so you are purling back and forth, but I honestly don't mind purling. So it's been a really enjoyable knit for me, especially when I'm traveling, which I travel for work. I'm a videographer for the news, so it's like a really good travel project for me to work on the plane and in hotels. And the yarn that I'm using, let me pull it out of this bag. So the yarn that I'm using is Madeline Tosh Twisted Light in Grasshopper, and the Yarn Addict Co., who now goes by Little Fiber Co., Lauren, her Undergrowth mohair. And I mean, look at this pair, like so stinking cute, right? I love it. It's looking a little more variegated, I think, in the camera lens than it does in real life, because it's like a bit more neon in real life. But anyway, I'm just loving it. I just think it's going to be one of my favorite knits that I finish. Okay, and then what else do I have going on? So just like briefly, I mended my first sock, which was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. This is a pair of socks that my friend Emmeline made me. I don't know the pattern. I can ask her for it, but I think it was in the 52 weeks of socks book. She gave these to me for my birthday, and I wore them so much because they just like are so cute and they go with everything, that I of course wore a hole in the heel. So I mended that, and I'm really happy that that's a new skill that I have in my tool belt now. And I think, as I mentioned earlier, I also finished my very first sock ever. So this is the Weekend Shorty sock by Summer Lee Knits. And honestly, I don't remember who dyed these, what colors they are. I picked them up as minis when I was like on a trip and I finished my project, and I was like, oh my gosh, I still have like 5 days left. I need to pick up minis, and I've somehow lost the papers for them because that honestly was kind of a long time ago when I first started. I'm wondering if it's like in here, but this is what I was carrying it in, but I don't see them in here. I'll see if I maybe wrote them down or took a picture of it. If not, I'll just try my best to figure out what it is, and I'll put it up there. But anyway, so yeah, this is my very first sock. It is a free pattern, and it started from the cuff down, and it was a really fun experience. I do think the foot portion here is like a little too big. My friend who made me these socks, Emmeline, gave me what she uses my measurements, and you can see like my foot is like way too big. I do think I'm a much looser knitter than her, so I think that's kind of why. And I'll need to do some, recalculating for myself when I do another pair of socks, but I'm gonna make the second sock the same because it is a little big, but it's not too bad. Like when I wear it, it's not too bad. And that's all that I'm working on. Oh wait, no, I have one more thing. Okay, so this is a gift knit, and hopefully this person doesn't see this before tomorrow because that's when I'm giving it to her, and I need to finish it tonight. And block it and fix it and everything. So this is a little tapestry I'm making, and I don't know if you can tell, but it's a little doggy. This is her dog. Oh my gosh, I think it looks so cute on camera. But yeah, I wanted to knit this up for her as a gift and like put it up on like something she can hang it from the wall. I just think it's so cute. This was all used, I use like scrap acrylic yarn that I've had in my collection for like a bajillion years and like don't use anymore. And so I think it's coming together. It looks like wrinkly because it's on circular needles that are just not big enough right now. But hoping that I can block that and steam that out, and it looks good. I can't wait to show her it and take better pics of it. But I think you can tell on the camera it's like so cute. Oh my gosh, I'm really loving that. But yeah, so that is the last thing I'm working on and what I'm gonna finish tonight as soon as I'm off this. Okay, sorry, one more work thing got in the way right before I was gonna shoot this little outro. Anyway, so if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. If you're brand new, welcome. I'm so glad to meet you. And if you've been waiting for a year for my next video, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and I'm really excited to hopefully dive back into all things fiber arts and be able to share in that joy and love. And I'm going to hold up everything that I purchased just so I can get a little thumbnail pic, and then, yeah, then I'll say my final goodbyes. Here's everything that I got, and I love it so much. I love squishing it, and I'm so excited. Anyway, let me throw all this back. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!